A few weeks ago, he was out with friends and, feeling insecure, decided to show off by mocking his wife. He thought he had hung up a call with her, but the line remained open. She heard him exaggerate private details and make fun of her just to get a laugh from his friends. When he returned home that night, the house was cold and empty. Her side of the closet was stripped bare, and even her favorite blanket was gone. She had vanished without a word. He tried calling her, but she eventually blocked him. When he reached out to her parents, her father called him a scumbag, and her sister told him he messed up. He realized she had told them everything she heard on that. The narrator reaches out to mutual friends. He discovers that his actions caused a chain reaction. His wife shared the recording with the girlfriends, wives of the men he was with. This led to breakups and fights in their relationships too. He eventually listens to the recording himself and is horrified by the hollow man he hears mocking the woman he claims to love. He visits his own parents. His mother and sister are deeply disappointed. His sister reveals that this wasn't a one-time mistake but a pattern of subtle jabs he had been making for a long time. His mother tells him plainly, "If your father ever mocked me like that, I would have divorced him without hesitation." Desperate, he makes a public apology post online, which only makes things worse, as his wife's best friend calls him reckless and selfish for exposing their private drama to the world. A week passes in heavy silence. He tries to see her at her marketing firm, but the receptionist firmly blocks him. His work performance tanks, and his boss forces him to take time off because everyone knows about his public begging post. Finally, his wife sends a simple message: she wants to meet. The meeting is a disaster. He shows up with flowers, hoping for reconciliation, but she is colder and guarded. She slides a folder across the table containing transcripts of his insults. She tells him the man on that call isn't the man she married. She hands him divorce papers citing irreconcilable differences, and tells him all future communication must go through her lawyer, Danielle. Months have passed. The house is sold, and he lives in a tiny apartment. He waits outside the house one last time while she collects her things. Her father confronts him, expressing deep hurt because he once loved the narrator like a son. The narrator sees his ex-wife in the car. Her eyes are red and puffy, but she won't even look at him. He realizes he is the reason her heart is broken. A couple of years have gone by. The narrator has lost his job and moved back in with his parents. He becomes obsessed, using fake accounts to stalk her online. He sees she is happy and dating a man named Noah, a VP at her company. In a fit of desperation, he shows up at her office again. Noah meets him downstairs and tells him to move on. The narrator tries to threaten Noah's job, but security escorts him off the property with a warning of arrest. The narrator sends one last desperate, pathetic message to her and her family. They respond by serving him with a restraining order. This is his final, wake-up call. His family forces him to face the truth: he destroyed his own life. He finally enters therapy to address his pattern of disrespect and normalization of verbal abuse. It reveals that Noah is a man who carries the heart of his deceased brother and has dedicated his life to justice and kindness. He met the ex-wife at work when she was unraveling from the narrator's betrayal. He supported her from a distance, and eventually, they fell in love. The story ends with Noah and the ex-wife on a healing trip to the Caribbean, while the narrator continues his slow journey of self-reflection in therapy, acknowledging that he earned the ending he received.